Hello friends, my name is Emile, and welcome back to some more Forza Motorsport 2. Today we'll continue on with our Let's Play. This is episode 18, and in today's episode we're going to be taking a look at the American Iron Runoff. For that we need a 1970s or earlier muscle car, so let's go ahead and pick one up. I think I'm going to be going with the Pontiac GTO for this one. Now I have got a muscle car in my garage, I've got a Camaro, don't want to use a Camaro, don't like Camaros, so yeah, I think I'm going to go with this GTO, and what colour do I like? I kind of like this. This is a cool colour. So yes, we are going to go ahead and buy the GTO. I am also, it's episode 69. No, it's not. That's coming later. Anyways, of course, because it's a muscle car, the first thing I need to do is uprate the tyres. Do we go with, like, full race tyres? Actually, no, let's just go with the sport tyres. I mean, look how much PI that puts on, Jesus. And I think I'll also increase the tyre widths if I can. Indeed, I can. Only 245s on the rear. That's not particularly great. But there we go. Anyways, do I also want a little cheeky hood spoiler? Nah, let's not have that. Okay, no, I just thought of something else I need to do to this car as well. Because it is an American muscle car, we need suspension. Because it will have roly-poly suspension. We'll have some brakes on this as well. And yeah, I think that's it. Do I want to do some weight reduction? How much is weight reduction? It's only like 1200, so sorry, I'm going to have some weight reduction as well. Okay, there we go. That's my GTO fully built up. Hopefully, it should be a pretty formidable muscle car. Look how low that thing is. It's so low. Like, hold up. I need to see if I can... Can I make this thing any lower? Yes, I can. There we go. Have it bottom out over bumps. It's a true American muscle car now. There we go. Look how... I can't get over how low it is. Anyways. We're going to be heading back into the Amateur Cup races. And we're going to be heading to the American Iron Runoff. Pre-1975 American muscle cars rumble to claim their turf in this exciting event. It's 3 races. And we have to go to the Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca, the New York Circuit, and the Road Atlanta Short. Let's start at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca. Yeah, I know. He's the guy who hangs around with Black Panther. Yeah. Anyways, what's going on? Oh. Anyways, I didn't even see what the grid cars are. There is a Corvette, which might do us off the line. Yeah, indeed. I mean, he has a lot more power than we do. We have a lot of wheel spin. Oh god, I just thought of something else about American muscle cars. Gearbox. We should get along fine. I mean, is it 4-speed? It is indeed a 4-speed. Ooh, through the corners though. Look at that. Look how much more speed we can take through the corners. This thing should not be a B-class car. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. Like, it handles pretty good compared to, like, their cars, but still. This thing really should not really be a muscle car, but, whatever. I guess it's fine. In case you're wondering about all those locked muscle cars, because I was actually looking through cars, and I wanted to use, like, a Dodge Charger. Unfortunately, I haven't unlocked that for the European region yet. I think I've stated this before, because I'm going to eventually buy all the cars in this game anyway, I will be switching regions at some point during this LP, like I've said before, there's a bit of a strategy to it, so I'm probably going to follow that strategy, and we'll switch around some regions at some point. So I will probably, you know, eventually I'll be able to buy the Dodge. Of course, if I can't buy the car, then there is another sneaky tactic. There is a way to buy locked cars, which I don't think they ever bothered patching, so yeah, I don't really want to use that method because it is a little bit cheesy, but we'll see. If I'm, like, desperately need a car, then yeah, I will probably end up using that method at some point. I will show it off at some point as well. And if I have a lot of money as well, it will really help in, like, buying a car before it's unlocked. I'll show the stream off the actual method of unlocking a car in a second as well. If stream wants to see that, then I will show you how to unlock cars in this game without actually unlocking them, or buying cars in this game without unlocking them, I should say. Anyways, is this the first time we've been to Laguna? No, it isn't. We went to Laguna in the free breathing challenge, didn't we? Of course, this isn't quite as long as the free breathing challenge because it is a lower event. I could have done this event sooner, but I mean, I didn't really want to go with a Camaro. Everyone else goes with a Camaro, so I figured we'd do something interesting and use a different muscle car. The Pointless Guy GTO is not the muscle car I was expecting to end up with, to be perfectly honest with you, but it's still, it's a cool muscle car, this. I mean, the GTO, what film did I see? I can't remember the name of it. It involves a GTO, though. They end up stealing a GTO and going on a road trip, and in the end, unfortunately, the GTO gets killed. It gets brought back to life, but it does get killed at some point, which is a little bit sad. Yeah, that I think it's actually a judge in that game. I think this is the only Forza game that actually has just the GTO instead of the, or actually maybe Forza 1 as well. But I'm fairly certain this is the only one for 360 that has the GTO. It's just sort of like a standard GTO instead of the Judge, which admittedly the Judge is cooler than this, but still. Also talking about Laguna, I found out that someone is making a scratch one on Assetto Corsa. Huh, interesting. Assetto Corsa, that's a bit of a weird game, that is. I've heard mixed things about Assetto Corsa. I will say this much: if I ever want to buy Assetto Corsa, I will get it on PC. I'm not buying the Xbox version of it because, like, from what I can find out, like, the mods kind of make Assetto Corsa what it is. Like, it actually makes it a lot better. So, yeah, that would definitely be, unless, of course, they decide to do that thing where they release mods. But then again, if you're dealing with, like, licensed tracks and cars and stuff, I don't think you'd be able to do that. I have seen Fallout 4 is finally starting to roll out mods for Xbox One, which is interesting. I don't play Fallout 4. I don't really want to. Well, it's got no career. From what I've heard, though, the AI are a little bit dumb as well, i.e., like, apparently from what people have said to me, yeah, it's just a hot lapping game. Which, I mean, is fair enough, but bear in mind I'm not a huge fan of, like, I don't really care about sim racing anyway. If I want a hot lapping game, I'll probably just play Forza 6, because at least then I can actually tweak the car as well and get the fastest time. Even though hot lapping, like, it's kind of fun sometimes, but, I mean, to be fair, my Top Gear Lap series is basically a hot lapping series, but, nah, I don't know, I don't really spend time, you know, tuning my cars to make sure they improve the AI. I heard they improved it, but I'm not sure how much they improved it by. Anyways, we get 8,000 credits before finishing this race, and we also get put into level 18. We've established a relationship with Subaru, ooh, and we get a 10% discount on weight reduction. And that's available for Acuras, Buicks, Cadillacs, Infinitis, Pontiacs, and Saturns. So basically all the American cars. Interesting. Kind of strange that it'd be for Acuras and not for Hondas. Especially as well when you consider the fact that they haven't got it for Lexus, but they've got it for Acura. That's strange. I don't really understand the whole thing there, but there you go. Anyways. Blah, 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 blah. Take two. New York is not the track to stop paying attention on, as it turns out. Anyways, as usual, the Corvette will leap off the line. The wheel spin's kind of hard to control with this car off the line. I'm glad I didn't put any more power into it. I would have kind of liked to put a gearbox in it, because this is where the car could struggle with gearbox. However, giving it a quick run up the main straight, it doesn't actually seem to have too many issues when it comes to its gear ratios, which is nice. Like, it doesn't hit the red line or anything. Also, as much as this car says the red line starts at 5.5, it actually is somewhere around 6, 7, so that's kind of interesting. So don't really pay attention to the rev counter, apparently. So, I mean, it gets to 140, that's about as much as it needs. Did I fully upgrade the brakes? I'm not sure. Ooh, almost got a wall tap there. Almost went full slop train there. Anyways. Oh, God. Alright, I'm trying not to slide the car too much. I can't remember where the last race is. Hopefully, it's in a bit of a better place than New York. You'd think New York would suit muscle cars. However, I don't know. This track's a bit of a weird one. I don't know what sort of cars it suits. It definitely doesn't suit race cars, I can tell you that much. or the Ford GT. I remember doing the hot lap for the GT40 round here, and it was not a particularly good car to drive. We're going to brake here. The one thing with New York is there's no braking boards, which, like, figuring out where to brake is slightly, or, like, there's no braking boards there, I should say, on that side of the street. On this side, there is. So if you go on the course on reverse, go round the course in reverse, you're fine. If you go around it the proper way, though, it can be a bit of a bugger, because the only corner that doesn't have braking boards is the one where you could really need them, other than this corner, of course, because they are kind of useful here as well. Could have broke a little bit earlier into, or a little bit later, I should say, into there, but whatever. It's fine. So is Assetto Corsa actually worth getting then? Or would it be, yeah, because I'm not in a rush to buy it again. There's a bunch of other games I want to buy before I even touch Assetto Corsa, i.e. Dirt Rally on Xbox One is sort of the main game that I want right now. I also want them, I don't know, I kind of want WWE 2K16, but at the same time I'm not sure whether to just wait for 2K17 now. I've always wanted to get into like wrestling video games, but because they genuinely look really entertaining. It's just like they bring them out every single year, so it's kind of hard to get into, like, and by the looks of it, they don't really seem to update the game's roster all that much, i.e., you know, wrestlers will always have the same clothing on by the looks of it, which, you know, of course, gimmicks do change. I mean, unless, of course, the trailers just use old stock footage, I'm not sure. But, I mean, if I can find, like, a 2K16 cheap somewhere, I might give it a go, see if I like it or not. Because, I mean, that's the thing, I don't really want to buy this thing on release to find out I don't like it. I mean, I don't know, it's a bit of a shame, it sounds really bad this, it's a bit of a shame EA don't own the rights to it, because they, I could try it out on EA Access, which I do have, so, yeah, and if you don't have EA Access, actually, to be fair, as bad as EA are, like, I don't personally think they're, like, yeah, they're horrible people, but they're not ridiculously bad, i.e. I think Ubisoft's worse. And, well, Konami. Konami is the worst. There we go. What's the Jim Sterling line? Because Konami is the worst? Something like that, I can't remember. Anyways, bonnet view hype. Bonnet view in this game isn't particularly great, so I probably won't use that camera all that much. There we go, around there. A little bit more sliding to deal with. But, I mean, what do you expect? It is a muscle car after all. It's an old muscle car as well. It isn't like a Z28 or a GT350R, which are absolute track munchers. This thing is, yeah. I still can't get over how low this car is. It's silly low. I don't really, like, this thing would bottom out around the corkscrew, I'm fairly certain, if it was a real thing. Anyways. The bad thing is, I've actually seen a 60s Firebird with the same level of suspension on this. Ooh, hey, we're level 2, so we have a 10% discount on transmission and driveline. Once again, always getting transmission and driveline improvements for some reason. A little bit strange. Anyways, we head to our final race for today, which is at the Road Atlanta Short Circuit. So, yay, this will probably suit the muscle car a bit more. Brawlhalla, what the hell is that? Anyways. Okay, let's do this final race. I just noticed there is another GTO in this race. There's also a boss back there. There's a Charger. I would have dearly liked to use the Charger. The 69 Charger probably is my favourite muscle car. In case you're thinking which model, I really like, and this sounds really bad, I like Angie's from NFS Carbon. I actually have a, my sort of, what class is it? I think it's an S-Class car. Or is it R-Class? I don't know. Oh yeah, it's R-Class. My R-Class car of choice for Forza 6 is actually a 69 Dodge Charger. And people are going to hate me for this. I think I've described this car before. It has a NASCAR engine swap. It has four-wheel drive. But it is absolutely incredible. Like, through the corners, it is insanely good. It's got decent enough straight line speed. It's a pretty awesome car to drive. I really like it. I actually built it while me and a friend were just messing around with, you know, I basically challenged him to a race and we had to build cars and stuff. My original plan was to use a an MX-5 with like a rotary swap. I really wanted to use an MX-5 with a rotary swap, but I just couldn't get enough handling bits on the car. But yeah, that Charger, it has like 820 horsepower. It is absolutely amazing to drive. I might have to make a video with it at some point because it's a really, really awesome car. Hello, Mumbling Teen. Welcome back to streaming. I haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Although then again, I haven't really been streaming that often recently. But I'm back now. Although I'm not quite sure for how long. Like, I don't know if there'll be a stream tomorrow or not. But yeah, it doesn't matter because we are. I've still got a bit of time on my hands to keep doing this stream. I've only been going for about an hour. Usually we make these about 2 hours, don't we? So still got a little bit more to do. Been busy with college work. Oh god, I remember the days when I was busy with college work. That wasn't fun. Yeah, college work is not particularly entertaining, especially when you take a course and it turns out it's basically just a business course and you have to write about bloody e-commerce for like 3,000 words of e-commerce bollocks. It's like, please stop. I don't care. But yeah, I'm out of college now, so I don't care. Jesus. That was not fun. Anyways, this race is probably the shortest of these races, so I don't expect like a huge payout at the end of this one. But I've got to be honest, my GTO hasn't been too bad. It is not the best handling car in the world. I think if you was going to build this car properly, you would take some more weight reduction on it. I would also, in hindsight, probably put on that Forza rear wing. But other than that, I mean, it's not wobbling around on the suspension or anything. Then again, I mean, look how low it is. If it wobbled around on the suspension, it'd be a bloody motorcycle. So, yeah, thankfully it doesn't roll around too much, but it isn't bad. Yeah, I would have liked to use the Charger, but we don't have the Charger, so can't use that. The GTO's cool, though. I like the GTO. It's a muscle car, which, like, I never really... here's the thing. When it comes to England, no one really knows about the GTO. Everyone knows about the Firebird, you know, because Smokey and the Bandit was a thing. And the I probably would rather have a Firebird over a GTO, to be honest with you. Like, I know the GTO is much more powerful and probably better, but yeah, I like Firebirds. I don't know, there's something about the 77, 78 Firebird. I kind of like it. You watching the E3 conference? I am not. I never watch E3 conferences. I just, like, watch the news afterwards. I just watch gaming news afterwards. If you've been watching it, though, buddy, I'd appreciate some updates if you've got any. Tell me what's going on. Also, I just noticed I'm apparently 23 seconds ahead of the Corvette, which is pretty insane. Yeah, if you've been watching it and you've got any updates on anything cool happening, then tell me. If it's like stuff about, I don't know. Anyways, the only one I'm really interested in is the Microsoft conference, and that's just because I want to see where Horizon 3's set. Anyways, we get another 8,000 credits and don't level anything up, unfortunately. However, fortunately, that is the end of this championship, and we get 7,500 credits for finishing it. And for our prize car, it starts at 9, so if you're still streaming, then sure. Okay. I'm not sure if... What time is it? Maybe I'll still be streaming, I'm not sure. Anyways, we get this 2003 Corvette Guldstrand edition. I think that's what I'm supposed to say. A pretty cool car. But yeah, anyways, that is it for the American Iron Runoff, and that is it for this episode of the Forza Motorsport 2 Let's Play. I do hope you've enjoyed. Thank you all very much for watching. My name has been the Real Emile, and until next time, farewell.